Good morning, babies. Hi. Good morning. This is a general message, so take what resonates and leave the rest. In the name of the Holy Spirit. Good morning. Hi. Or good afternoon, wherever you are. Good evening. Like I said, general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Like I sang, I should say. The song I got on shuffle, sorry, I'm all over the place, I'm all excited. The song I got on shuffle is Bow Down by Westside Connection. Yes. The world is mine, get it back. Don't fuck with my stack, the gauge is racked. About to drop the bomb, I'm the motherfucking Don. Big fish in the small pond. Now the feds trying to throw the book at the crook. But I shook, they worm and they hook. Guppies hold they breath. They want to miss me when I'm tipsy. Running everything west of the Mississippi. It's the unseen pulling the strings with my pinky ring. We got your woman so puckered up, so we fuck her up. Bow down before I make a phone call. Got 25, I'm gonna say homies. Got 25 homies running up on y'all. For the cheese, we want them keys. Everybody freeze on your knees, naked please. Before any of you guppies get heart, rewind my part and bow down when I come to my town. Bow down when I'm westward bound. Bow down, cause I ain't no hater like you. Bow down to a homie that's greater than you. I take 10 steps and I draw. Now who's dissing this the mad ass? Inglewood edition. I bust I bust like a pimple and my mind is ill mental. The West Side connects with me and South Central. So what I'm getting here, this is like, especially because it said like the unseen pulling the puppet strings, and like how it says, because I'm not a hater like you, so bow down to somebody that's greater than you. This is like all these people that have been trying to sabotage you, like seeing your power. Like they have probably tried like everything in the damn book. Because when I got the child wounded card, I shuffled this deck first, so I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna read I guess I could, whatever. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resist moving on through forgiveness. They thought that they could like prey on your childhood wounding, because these are unhealed people that want to sabotage and do mean things, try to hold you back or like take something from you. They're just wounded people. And, they're haters. People that just want to hate, they're wounded in some way and they're not doing the work. So they thought that they could prey on your childhood wounding, that you would give up, you would bow down essentially to them, or, be small, not be confident, not, follow your path, or if it's people at work that you would quit your job, like, because they were trying to push you out, or, people at school, they wanted you to drop out, like, they just wanted you out, or, if it was a partner, they just wanted you to submit to everything that they wanted you to do and like be insecure and, not, and just tolerate all their bullshit, that type of thing. However it resonates for you. It could just be a lot of people, because that's what I'm getting. They couldn't prey on that. And we have Prince, using power for self-aggrandizement. So like they're used to getting away with things, they might be extremely charming people. or, you know, they know how to manipulate energy, like, and be magicians, like, legit, like, and just manipulate people. They know the right things to say, the right things to do to get their way. But you went and changed the game. And it's interesting because we have detective here in reverse, voyeurism, falsifying information. So, you know, the gossiping, they may have told you lies, and, oh, like, oh yeah, so and so said this about you, like, just trying to, like, anything. But they didn't think that you have this ability, this they're you, because this is how they are. They think that, you know, everyone's the same as them, that they'll just fall prey to bullshit, lies, all of that stuff. You know, because they care what people think so much. They thought that you were in that because, you know, they would think that they could prey on your childhood wounding, and that, you know, you would just fall for anything. You would believe anything. You wouldn't use your own intuition, your own inner knowing. They didn't think you had, like, the confidence or anything of that sort. So, you know, they preyed on you, did the, you know, the sabotage of any sort, that type of thing. And now they're finding out it's not working, because they were really hoping that you'd be the martyr, that you would just, like, lay down and be like, oh, I guess, you know, I have to take all this burden. They may have been putting their, you know, energetic burden on you. They might be energy vampires, just, like, trying to drain you in any way, just telling you these, like, awful negative stories, just being negative around you, trying to control you. Anything you say, they gotta, like, bash it. Like, it just weird stuff, like, just trying anything to, like, keep you in a lower vibration and just, like, feeling down. And they thought that you were just gonna lay down and be the martyr. Because they think that with this guide in reverse, that you don't listen to your internal compass. And see how she's, like, holding an owl, that they didn't see, because it's in reverse, they don't see your inner knowing, that ancient knowledge that you possess, that you're able to channel, you're able to tap into, because you're very intuitive and you listen to your spirit team. And now your spirit team, your ancestors have had enough. So, like it says, oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's the unseen pulling strings with my pinky ring. They knew that you were, like, in this alone. So it was like a group of people coming up against you. And they see, they only were paying attention to the physical realm, and they weren't paying attention to, you know, you've got these heavy hitter ancestors, heavy hitter, you know, spiritual guides, whatever, angels, most highs on your side. You're heavily protected, and, you know, you're a good person, so you have all this protection and good karma coming up. And they didn't see this. They don't see the unseen. They didn't see the other side of things. So here, your ancestors had enough, you know. And now they're getting the message with this Page of Beasts. This is the Page of Wands. They're getting the message that it's got 25 homies running up on y'all for cheese. We want them keys. Everybody freeze. On your knees, butt naked, please, before any of you guppies get heart. Homie, rewind my part. Bow down when we come to your town. Bow down when I'm westward bound. Bow down, because I ain't no hater like you. Bow down to a homie that's greater than you. Like, you're greater. They're getting the message that you're not a fucking hater, for one, and you're still in this, like, high vibe energy, and they're just, like, perplexed. Like, what? How? And it's, like, terrifying, because if they couldn't slow you down with the Seven of Cups, this is the Seven of Pentacles, they couldn't, you know, they couldn't intimidate you, because they think, you know, how these little dudes are here, they just thought this was you, that you're this, like, small person by yourself, that they could prey on you. They're like, yeah, we don't like this person's confidence. We don't like this person's light. Like, it was just triggering for them. And they didn't, but this, because they're so emotionally immature and they haven't done the work, and don't have that self-awareness or just awareness of people in general to the extent that they needed to, they didn't see that you have the emotional maturity. You've done the work, and that you're a very, very protected being. Because I'm seeing these guys here as your heavy hitter ancestors, and they're waiting. They're not, they're unseen, but they're waiting for the right time to show up. And you're protected this whole time. Like, nothing bad is going to happen to you, and they're just seeing how far they're going to take it. And I'm getting some of your ancestors, like, because these people think they're tricksters and they're smart and they know how to manipulate people and stuff like that, and they're like, no. Oh, you think, they may have been just like, their energy is very like trickster, intelligent. They, and now since they're in the spirit, they can see what's happening everywhere, so they have all the information, and they can even be a bigger trickster. And that's what I'm getting, is like, oh, so you want to play little games, huh? You want to be a little trickster? All right, we'll come in, we'll come through, we'll play little games with you. And we have the Page of Cups in reverse, and now they're shook. They're freaked out because they try to put you in this like delusion energy with this detective in reverse, tell you lies, try to get you in this like believing weird stuff, like however that looks. Is just like, that you're drinking the Kool-Aid, that you're not questioning what the information they're saying, what they're saying about you to you, like trying to like tell you about yourself, that type of weird, just bullying, like weird ass shit. And that you wouldn't find out that they were saying bad stuff about you to other people, trying to like isolate you, all this stuff. And that, you would just stay in this like, oh, well, I guess just people don't like me, or, whatever. It's like, no, you listen to your intuition. You're like, well, I've got some haters. That's very interesting. And that's just all you are. You're like, okay, wouldn't be the fucking first time. Okay. What am I supposed to do with this information? Fine. Another hater. Cool. This has been my life. And you become aware that it's not, because you're doing the work, you've done the work, it has nothing to do with you. No matter how much they try to make it about you, damn well it's not about you. You don't buy into the illusion. Because, this card upright, I'm seeing it as like, crystal balls giving this very clear message. And in reverse, it's like, clouded. It's a delusion, and it's illusion, sorry. And, I'm seeing it as somebody that like pretends to be, I'm very intuitive, and they're just like saying crazy shit to like manipulate you, or, hopefully you would give your power away. But you don't play that game. And we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, Knight of Curses in reverse. And they're really hoping that, like, you'd let your shadow, your ego, like, take over and just get small. Oh, man. Just getting my chapstick all over the place. That you would just, like, fall prey to these. They may have tried to send, like, entities at you, like, projections of fear, all this stuff. They're really hoping you'd fall prey to that. But it's all coming back to them. 14:15 on the clock. Because, like, so, like, I'm seeing that 14:15 is, like, you taking the right steps in the right direction. And you're very protected. And because I'm seeing, like, the 1s is new beginning, 4 is protection, 1 a new beginning, and 5 as an tearing down and changing up, like as like a tower moment, as like breaking down these old things that don't work. Like, you may have fallen prey to like some of the delusions they try to put you under, or the illusions that they try to put you under. But it didn't last long because you just, you know yourself, and you do self-reflection, and you continue to do the emotional work, so that stuff doesn't stick. You're like, oh wait, that's just them, that's their projection, and you just don't allow that to affect you, and you walk away. With this Eight of Cups upright, you walk away, and now they're realizing, bow down. And this is them. So this is you like trying to drift away with this little black and spirit thing. And this is them with their broken horns. And, you know, I'm seeing that as like their broken ego. Their tactics didn't work. And they're like, whoa. So now they're kissing your ass. Because you're like, you just get out of it. You're like, I'm not a prey. I don't fall prey to that shit. I've been through it. I've been through enough. I've had enough haters. I've had enough this. I have had enough that. I've experienced it all. I've seen it all. I've seen it 1,000 times. I've seen it enough that I know exactly what to do. And I'm not going to let you win. And because they've literally ran out of things to do, so now they're coming back, crawling back, like, oh shit, I don't want my karma. I don't want, you know, your ancestors, you know, whatever they're doing is like, they're here to protect you. Your spirit team has your back no matter what. And they're realizing that you're a heavy hitter. You're not alone. Yeah, you may be alone. You may have stood alone physically, you know, while they were trying to attack you and all this stuff, and that's all they saw. But they didn't get to see, you know, the unseen, the pulling the strings. And that's what they're starting to experience. So they want to be back. They want to be back in your good graces because they think it's like you can just call them off. Which, if you let them back in, that they might get their karma delayed because, you know, your spirit team doesn't want to pop your ass. So that's on you. And they might actually genuinely like respect you now, but like for what? You know, you're like, really? You couldn't see this before? And why were you operating at this like extreme level? Like for what? Like, ew. And I drag from the zigzag, can't fuck with the Phillies, holding down the Wild West like a kid they call Billy. Your spirit team is like popping their ass. Once again, it's Mac 10, the gold crown holder, strong as a Coca-Cola with the chrome pistola. See, and they didn't see that. Like, it's reminding me of this song, The Cattleman's Gun. I'm gonna look it up, just so you know. Men's Gun lyrics. Yeah. By Dean Brody. And it talks about this. It's like, he rode into town on a dust storm, sheepskin cloak across his back, a preacher man with kind old eyes and a mystery for a past. He said he'd come to teach about the love of God, but he soon learned that they were missing there was justice and the law. So, oh boy, like, you know, started a church there in the town. I don't have too much time, so I don't want to read the whole song, but there's this farmer like trying to take everybody's land, you know, trying to, you know, rob people in this town because they didn't have any, you know, lawmen there or anything. And, you know, they thought this guy was just a good old fashioned nice preacher man. And then one day a young farmer brought his sons to town for feed, and he noticed that the streets were quiet, and he knew what that might mean. The smoke rose in the distance, his farm burned to the ground. He let the fury overtake him when cattlemen came back to town. Well, his boys ran out from behind the crowd and watched their daddy die. The big man laughed and said, "Now look at that. Anybody else want to give it a try?" Well, the church doors opened with that black cloak flowing. Behind the preacher's fiery eyes, he said, "Your ticket to hell is coming to you, and I got a hollow point to give you the ride." Damn! And the only thing faster than the cattleman's gun was the preacher man's hand and finger. He pulled iron from his side and let that bullet fly. Beat the rattlesnake to the hammer. While preacher embraced forgiveness, oh, they finally understood. Underneath that sheepskin cloak of his was a history of blood. Ooh, goosebumps. So like this is how you're just like popping out, like especially with this fool in reverse. You're like, I'm not a fool. Like I'm not. They thought you were naive. And okay, so now I'm seeing this like Seven of Pentacles. Not only are you like heavily protected, because this card is also about patience. So you, whether you knew it or not, your spirit team just like had your back, and like, you know, you may just channel and do stuff. We have 444 on the clock. Like you're just so fucking protected that you might channel messages from your spirit team and just act in a way without realizing it. So you're waiting. You may have not been playing the game or anything, but you were just waiting because you're like, okay, I know I need to stay here. I know I need to do this for whatever fucking reason. I got to do this. And so while you hanging out and, you know, following these messages, staying patient, you were playing into their game. You were like tricking them. Because your spirit team, like I said, some of your ancestors are like heavy tricksters, and they're like, oh, so you think you're the trickster, okay? Like they just thought it was funny, like, oh, okay, so you think you're smart, you think you're cunning, yeah, okay. So they let you sit here, you know, you're being told, you're just obeying, you're just existing, waiting, whether you knew it or not. Like you were just being the most patient, like this preacher just like laying low. He's like, all right, I'll know when the right time to strike is, like, you know, when I need to come forward. Or it might just you being patient and just being your bubbly, awesome, like high vibe self, like not letting this shit touch you, was you playing the game. You're like accidentally just like mind fucking these people. And it's all because your spirit team, you know, you're so intuitive. You just channel this stuff all the time that they just thought you were like this innocent, naive person. You're like, I'm not a fool. Like, I'm just hanging out. Like, I know you're just a hater and it has nothing to do with me. I've done the work. And why would I let someone so insecure, so hateful, so low vibe affect me? Why would I care about your opinion when you're living in a way that I have no desire to live? I've already been there. I've overcome that. I don't want to be part of that. Why would I care what you think? And just by you being in that, you're just like straight tricking the trickster. They were hoping to keep you in indecision, but since it's in reverse, you weren't in that. You weren't in this like confusion, worry, none of that. You weren't in this energy because you know discernment like the back of your motherfucking hand. You're like, all right, I'll act when I need to act. I'll move when I need to move. My spirit team has my back. I have ultimate faith in my my life path, my protection, my anointment. I trust my spirit team. I trust them. I trust my angels, my guides, my ancestors, Most High. I trust them all to have my back and tell me when to move and when to act. And I'm not going to be in this indecision. I'm just waiting. I'm just being told to wait, so I'm doing it. And I'm not worrying with this worry in reverse. I'm not. Why would I worry? Why would I care what you think when you're a hater? Why would I care? Oh, just like that Bow Down song, like, 'cause I ain't a hater like you. Bow down, what does it say? Bow down, 'cause I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a homie that's greater than you. Well, it's that Chuck wearing, still sporting a beanie, the shadiest homie in the clique who wanna see me. As I slide my lokes and get my khakis hang. Westside connect gang, gang. Bing, bing, bang. Run away, run away. Don't get your punk ass laid by this HOOD to the STA. Fucking hide it with it. My gang connected, simple and plain. Like, they're realizing, they're like, they stepped to you and like, you know, they were like trying to like psych you out, like get you to jump, and you just stood there like, oh, was that supposed to be scary? And it's funny because since you have done so much emotional work, you're just like, oh man, this person is stuck at like an emotional age of like a high schooler or, you know, middle school, like very young emotionally. Like you're like, this is weird. Like you can just see through it all. Like you see it, you're like, wow. Instead of, you know, they're trying to like psych you out, get all these people against you, and you're just like, bro, what the fuck, laughing with this humor card. Like, and since it is green, like you're like, wow, you know, feeling your heart, you know, you're like, this person is very immature. Like, this is a very wounded person. When they're trying to intimidate you and make you feel a certain type of way, all this stuff, and you're like, it's because, and it's interesting because you know, you got them all shook because they're like, you're the puppet master pulling the strings, you know, the unseen pulling the strings with your pinky ring, like not even having to do a ton, just you existing has them shook because their tactics didn't work. Because you did the work. They just have no fucking idea what it is to deal with somebody that has gone through the fire, walked through their dark nights, several dark nights, walked through that, faced all that shit. You're like, dude, I have walked through my own fire. I have battled my fucking self. You're like, nothing you can do can even phase me, bro. I've been through so much shit, like, I just can't. And I've done the work. I've done the research. I've looked inside, worked with my childhood wounding, like this childhood wounding card. You can't prey on anything of my shit. And because they think that way and that's how they're affected, that's why they had to come up against you. 27 on the clock with that, you know, I'm seeing that the 27 as like a connections and relationships. So they had to, you know, come at you with a group. And here you are, little you, like, okay. You know, I'm seeing the Buddha, like, you're just deep belly laughing at this. Like, you know, you might have a straight face, or like, say they tried to physically intimidate you and you're like, that was fucking weird. Okay, whatever. Like, you laugh, like, you turn away and just go, like, laugh. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? And here they think they're all, like, tough. Like, yeah, we got them. Like, yeah, we're the shit. Like, we get away with this all the time. We attack people all the time. We get people to, like, simp for us because that's what they want. They wanted you to, like, stop being like thinking for yourself, independent, that type of thing. They didn't want you confident because it shook them. It made them uncomfortable. And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. Oh man, I gotta go to work. But all of this bullshit you've been through and you being patient, waiting, obedient, keeping high vibe through all of this, it's bringing you abundance. It's, you know, because you learn through all of the weird sabotage that you might be in the thick of it still. Just you staying secure in yourself, that's going to bring you this abundance. And here you are just accidentally like playing the game and just like mind fucking these people. You have your spirit team to thank for that. All right, babies, have a wonderful day. I gotta go to work, but this has been a fun one, of course. And I really appreciate every single one of you for hanging out and being part of this community. And I love you so much. Love you. Bye.